how Kv1 plans to handle Evoh is very, very interesting. I don't know how he's going to do it, to be honest, because Evoh's just so fast, and he's on the home server. Look at this, 20 to 140. That's just absurd. I mean, how on earth are you supposed to do that? Color wrong. Oh yeah, I can fix that. Hold on, it's just the overlay that's wrong. The in-game is correct. There we go. So is game sound loud enough, or do I need to make that louder? I think I probably need to make that louder, right? I think I probably need to make that louder. What do you guys think? Need to make it louder. Kv1's already winning. Well, by the way. It's 140 ping, that's just silly. I was able to do that. Okay. There we go, that should do the trick. And let's watch and see if Kv1 can keep up this ridiculous kickoff form that he's got. I'm going to be paying very close attention to this because it's something that I've been informed that he's absolutely top tier at. But while we get into this first game of a potential 5, let me tell you about something else I discovered yesterday when I was talking to Kv1. So, you know, he was the one who told me about the bug that shows his account as a sign-it account, even though it's actually Steam. The other thing he told me is I asked him, where did you get your name from? Because Kv1, interesting name. I thought maybe there would be a tie to the Russian World War II tank, the Kv1. Type 1 in chat if you knew about the Kv1 tank before you knew about Kv1 the player, because I did, and I thought maybe he's just a big tank fan. And he named himself after the Russian World War II tank, Kv1. But no, that's not what it was. Actually, the reason he's called Kv1 is because when he started playing Rocket League, one of his big inspirations was Kurnovi, and he named himself Kurnovi1 on, I think, PlayStation. I think when he changed to Steam, or later on, he changed his name or got a new account or something or other, and he shortened it to Kv1. So actually, he was just a Kurnovi inspired player. So Kurnovi1 was the original name for him. Really interesting. I never would have guessed this. But it's also interesting because they just played against each other, I believe, on Fear's channel last week. Like, Fear, did you know that? Did you know that he was a Kurnovi1 original? I don't know if Kurnovi knows that, but you probably have felt a lot more confident in the matchup if he knew that. Thinking, wow, this guy's just a fan. Yeah, really, really interesting. And he didn't know about the tank similarity. At any point in this, he didn't decide, wait a minute, there's a tank called Kv1, I'm going to shorten my Kurnovi1 name. Nah, he just thought, I'll just, shorten it because it looks kind of cool. Very effective reverse challenge there on Evoh. Kv1 absolutely dominating the midfield right now. The kickoffs have been just as good as we expected them to be, but it's not all been kickoffs. Evoh thinking about looking for a double demo there. Bit too early on the scene though. Kv1 pressuring the ball a lot more than Evoh is comfortable with at the moment. You see Evoh quite jumpy. He's afraid of those challenges that Kv1's already been successful with. That's actually causing him to lose control, lose possession. Maybe a bit earlier than he needs to. Great block, and I have to point out again, making that block on 140 ping is pretty insane, because on our screens, we're watching the spectator client, we see exactly where the ball is. We see, almost to a T, where the ball is and where the cars are. For him to be doing that on 140, 144, he is making a hard read, a really, really hard read. Like, I've tried doing this a few times. I've been playing US West server recently, and sometimes I get about this exact ping. 140 is something I've played with quite a lot in the past few Rocket League sessions I've played in. That's hard. That's really hard to get a block with this kind of ping. When he's doing things like this, when he's just going for the ball and he's the one beating the opponent to the ball, that's not as difficult. It's still impressive because, of course, he has to read whether or not he's getting to the ball first. But when Evoh's got the ball and Kv1 goes for any kind of block, any kind of dunk, any kind of interception, that's when it gets really, really difficult. And he's making it look easy right now, which is absurd. And you don't appreciate how hard that is when you're watching Rocket League on the spectator client, as we currently are. You've got to go into US West server. You've got to go, well, if you're European, go into US West server. If you're US West, go to European server. Not sure what other server combinations give you that 140 ping sweet spot that you can see what it's like to be Kv1. I mean, this is a whole other level from, playing with 80 ping. like the Middle East players and the US West players do. This is mad. Absolutely mad. I can't actually, I don't think it's possible for me to exaggerate how crazy that is. Yeah, I'll try and remember to give the players the prize pool information. I forgot to do it at the start of this game because I was trying to remember everything that I wanted to say, you know, about the Kv1 name story and all that. Interesting that he didn't go for a shot here. I believe the reason that he decided not to is, well, there was an outside chance that Evoh is going to catch up behind him and bump him as he takes a shot, and that might force Kv1 to land in a bad position and concede an open net. So instead of taking that risk, Kv1's actually just gone for the boost starve strategy and waited for a more clean opportunity, more clear-cut chance. And when you've got a 4-goal lead, that's a really smart way to play. So just again, Kv1 showing that it's not only about winning kickoffs, he's got some brilliant decision making, he's got some really good reads, and his ball pressure has been taking Evoh to the cleaners so far. It's really forcing Evoh to make moves he doesn't want to make. Evoh's trying to get flicks set up, he's trying to get dribbles set up, just trying to get space to do pretty much anything. Kv1 is not giving it to him. He's always feinting, always faking, always turning, never just driving straight back and letting Evoh come at him. Evoh can, of course, mix it up though. I'm expecting him to just go completely all guns blazing in game 2 if he doesn't get any kind of late comeback here, which is looking less and less likely as time goes on. I don't think it's going to be possible against Kv1, the kind of kickoffs he's been flexing up until now. But game 2, I really think we're going to see a very, very aggressive Evoh as Kv1 makes it 7-1. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it. But had to be done, of course, with the double touch. Beautiful aerial mechanics. Who's Kv1 teaming with for RLCS this season? I know he's got an RLCS team. I've forgotten who it is though. Oh, lovely little aerial by Evoh as well. Isn't he playing with Pan and Firefox? Oh, it's Fassi and Firefox. That's cool. I'm really excited. Somebody told me the other day he's playing with Firefox. I'm really excited for that because Firefox is one of the very first Brazilian players I had the pleasure of casting. The first one was Kyo TG1, Kyo the Great One, and then Firefox, who later named himself to Firefox capital D for the XD, teamed up with Kyo and Haberkamper for the Rocket League World Cup. That was the first Brazilian team I got a chance to cast years and years ago now. So Firefox still kicking about. I'm loving to see that. Kyo as well, and hey, Haberkamper, all those guys, legends of the Brazilian scene. They're all still here. They're all still at the top of their game. Man, what a first game that is for Kv1. Most players, you know, you hop into a 140 ping server and you're playing away, you just think, okay, we could do better than that. Let's switch, but not Kv1. He doesn't care. He's just perfectly fine with this. Quite happy to just run it, show everybody what he's about. He really is just getting better and better though, because I remember first hearing about this guy and I'd seen some of his results that he was putting up and they were impressive, but now he's been on a real streak of dominance, and this, you know, game 1 against Evoh was not close. And Evoh's one of the best in America right now, one of the best in US East, best in NA. Hot prospect for the future. Let's see how this game goes. No kickoff goal for Kv1 to start things off. Evoh investing all of his boost just to get the ball into his own back corner. And now he's in a bit of trouble here. Kv1 delaying the boost seal because he wanted to make sure that Evoh wasn't going to get any kind of attack going. Saving up 20, but he does get bumped for his trouble on the landing. Of course, that is not going to back him up at all. Kv1, 50-50 after a wave dash. Bit aggressive, and for the first time we're going to see Evoh leading as Kv1 goes completely all in with a wave dash 50-50 attempt on the goal line. Kv1, strong kickoff possession here. Still taking his time. Oh, Evoh missed a boost. That's devastating. And he's going to concede. Brilliant flick by Kv1 to pass the ball to himself. Oh dear, oh dear. Completely unnecessary sharp turn there for Evoh. He's trying to cut it as thin as possible, trying to clip the outside edge of the boost to get back to the ball as fast as he can. There we go. He's going to get his lead back with a kickoff goal of his own. Definitely making big improvements compared to the start of game 1 from the center circle. I don't know if Kv1's going to care too much. He's looking very comfortable and fires one back as Evoh goes a bit too far on the outside of the ball. You'll see here that when he flips into the ball, he's quite side on. Kv1 very central, completely crushes him. Now if you're side on like that, you want your opponent to kind of be opposite you. You don't want them to be on the same side. Kv1 just having either better predictions or a better plan on the kickoff. It's hard to tell unless you talk to the man himself. Evoh is able to punish another mistake. Kv1 making a couple of unforced errors. I forgot to tell him about the prize pool again, didn't I? Ah well, I'm sure they'll play the same either way. These guys are not going to be, you know, freestyling on a tie game and then regretting their decisions. Man, you know, Kv1's kickoff's been consistent. I think Evoh knows that he has to really put in work on the kickoff or he's going to get completely crushed. And he's doing it a bit wrong here. That's another very side-on landing. Now he gets a bit more opposite Kv1 on the ball, controls it. 2 kickoff goals, and they've both, you know, not been all that impressive from Evoh's point of view. He can definitely do better than that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, chat, that so we're live right now, just coming up to 10 PM my time. I'm actually going to be going offline after this show match, but I should be streaming again later tonight to play some US West Ranked with Yummy Cheeseman and Kami. Now, we tried to do that a couple nights in a row now, but we haven't been able to connect. We're at opposite sides of the world. It's hard to get us all awake at the same time, but Yummy Cheeseman told me that we could do it tonight, so I'm going to be up at 1 in the morning my time to hopefully play some US West Ranked on our alt accounts. So be sure to tune in for that later on if you want to see some hilarious lag, and also if you want to see what the game really looks like when you're playing with a connection similar to what Kv1 is playing with right now, except we're not going to be doing anywhere near as well as he is. Yeah, another news, if you're wondering why aren't you just, you know, staying live, it's because I do have to go eat between this stream and that one. I've also got to clean the flat because I've got a cleaner coming tomorrow. Don't know if anyone else does this. Like when the cleaners come in, do you clean in preparation out of shame? Because that's me. And also, I want to make sure that I don't do too much today because I just got my second COVID vaccine. So we're double upgraded. We've got the full 5G installation. We're a walking magnetic field. It's a good time to be alive. Very good time to be alive. Yeah, Evoh getting a couple kickoff goals back here, so this has not been anything like game 1 in that regard. I got two Pfizers, mate. 2 Pfizers myself. I would have taken whatever they give me though. Like I don't know what they're doing right now for UK, but when I went to get a vaccine, if they'd said AZ, I would have said sure. If they say Pfizer, I say sure. Moderna, sure. Whatever. They're all good vaccines. So they're all fine. I wouldn't mind. I don't think anybody in the UK is really holding out for a different one. We're just going and taking whatever they give us. Scam, you didn't get free Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's. I think that comes with the third one, the booster. Maybe. Pretty important game here for Evoh. Almost as, I reckon it might even be a must-win, because I've seen Evoh tilt pretty hard in the past when things aren't going well for him. Kv1 just looks like, well, I mean, he's in the Fennec and he's got a pretty basic car design, so you already know he's going to have the most consistent playstyle under pressure. Seems like all of the simple Fennecs do. He's in good company worldwide. Evoh's doing well here, final minute approaching, he's up by 2 now. Placing his shots quite well. I didn't expect this playstyle from Evoh in the second game at all. He's actually dialed it down a little bit and tried to just stay calm, control the possession a bit more. He realized that he was getting a bit jumpy, panicking too much in the first game. Now just playing as carefully as possible. That last touch was supposed to go over Kv1. Kv1 actually delayed the challenge, caught it. Caster Curse, I mean, that was just a good play by Kv1. A lot of players would dive in as the ball's bouncing. Oh, lovely 50-50 as well. And that is a tight game. Evoh's going to be pretty annoyed about this one. Kv1's just baited him again into flipping while he's sitting behind the ball. Yeah, good reads by Kv1. That's, you know, 2 outplays, although it looks like, you know, 2 50-50s leading to goals. He's had outplays on both of those goals, and now the demo leaves it wide open. Can he get the ball centre without clearing it? Easy as you like. Kv1 up in front now, and I said that this might as well be a must-win game for Evoh. I'm going to double down on that, especially with 3 goals going in late for Kv1. Frustrating situation to be in, but Evoh ties it up again. Another kickoff goal. Both these guys are really going for it on the kickoff. They're committing tons of boost every time. They're both flipping into the ball. There's no wave dash recoveries, so we are seeing a lot of kickoff goals. When one player's doing a wave dash recovery, I think it tends to reduce the amount of kickoff goals, because the ball just ends up in midfield play more often. This is a bit more of a traditional, bit more old-fashioned approach by these guys. More volatile. Evoh staying tight to the ball on the turn, didn't want to give space for Kv1 to intercept. But that, of course, does not give him much control of the position. Oh, he might not need it though. Kv1 runs out of space and puts it in his own net. He didn't have a lot of boost here, and I think he was kind of hoping to post pinch this, but the ball went faster than he anticipated, and with 3 seconds left he needs a kickoff goal or a 0-second goal. I don't think he's going to get either. That looks like it's hitting the ground. It is. Evoh takes game number 2. Really weird ending to the game there. Kv1, 2 minutes, I feel so slow. Is he going into slow-mo? What's going on here? What's going on? Is he going slow-mo? I'm so confused. Wow, what a weird game. What a weird ending to the game. Let me tell him, by the way. What is that? What is £100 in US dollars right now? AKA 135 USD. Yeah, he's definitely going slow-mo or rings. Tactical free play. I don't really know what to say about that, but that's fine. I don't mind. I'm super excited for the RLCS season. I'm super excited because, you know, I'm going to be able to be a part of it in the casting team. So that's obviously, you know, incredible. You know, can't wait to get back in those calls. But also, you know, LAN's coming back, and all the new regions, the increase in prize money, everything, you know, the broadcast package, the whole thing just is making it easily the most exciting RLCS season ever. So I'm really excited. Now, who am I rooting for in RLCS? I'm pretty much rooting for all the players that I know, because, you know, in the first split, we're leading up to the first Rocket League LAN in 2 years. You know, I've been really good friends with a lot of the pro Rocket League players for years and years now, and we've met all over the world, different LANs, mostly Europe and America, obviously. In fact, well, all Europe and America for Rocket League stuff. But yeah, I'm you know, obviously just waiting for that day that we can all go to LAN and hang out again. So if I had to pick, what 5 European teams am I hoping to qualify to the first LAN back? I would say, you know, gotta be Vitality, Legends, gotta be Dignitas, especially with the addition of Scrub. You know, really hoping they make it in. Who else are we rooting for here? Who else are we rooting for? I want BDS to make it. Definitely BDS, Vitality, Dig. Like, they're easy teams I'm rooting for. Cuxer's team, yeah, tell you what, I'm rooting for Cuxer's team. I don't know if that's going to be like the impossible task for them to make it though, such a new team. But definitely hope that they do well. Yeah, Carmine Corp, I hope they make it. I'm excited about Carmine Corp. Very excited about them. So that's the 4th European team. And then, yeah, 5th team, maybe... I don't know. Yeah, just I said Cuxer's team as well. We'll throw them in there just for fun. Yeah, although if I had to predict who's going to make it, I wouldn't put them in my predictions who's going to make it. I'd maybe go for German Amigos as my 5th team that I expect to make it, and I'm cool with that as well. I'm really excited about that team for RLCS. So they're all teams I'm excited about. For NA, I hope Space Station make it. They're all really cool guys. Oh wow, look at washed Evoh with the fail flick and then landing on top of Kv1. This is a special that I've become very familiar with in my own gameplay. Classic. I remember one time Debo did that in an overtime game 5 against K-Dop in a ones tournament I was running. You know, he totally beamed the flick and then just accidentally dribbled K-Dop when he landed. Hilarious. One of the most ridiculous endings I've ever seen in a ones show match. But anyway, back to who do I want to qualify from NA. Definitely Envy. You know, got to see Turbo at that LAN. Got to see Space Station. NRG, 1,000,000%. I hope they make it. G2, I really hope they make it as well. Chicago JNAPs are players I've met a bunch of times. They're both awesome. And then for that 5th team for NA, not really sure who to say for a 5th team. Not really sure. Maybe, let's say, oh, this is tough. Let's say True Neutral. I hope True Neutral make it. That would be really, really cool. That would be really cool to see. They're the 5 teams from NA that I hope make it. And yeah, for EU it was BDS, Vitality, Carmine Corp. Oh, great shot by Kv1 on the turn. I think Evo's got it though. Dignitas and Coxer's team. I don't think Coxer's team's going to make it. I think True Neutral have got really do genuinely have a chance, but they've got some tough competition with Xset doing well right now, and FaZe of course, Shopify, Rogue. A lot of really tough competition right now in NA, but good luck to True Neutral. Yeah, for the other regions, I mean, obviously we hope SRG are going to make it, the Legends. Hope that Realize team gets in from Asia. Definitely rooting for CJ's team in OCE and Torsos team from OCE as well. Definitely rooting for Furia in SAM. And then the other team from SAM, not too fussed to be honest. Probably, let's say Kv1's team, because he's playing right now on stream. Let's root for him. Nice shot, says Evoh, giving credit where it's due to Kv1 for the double jump pop. A lot of moves in this game that you guys can give a go in your own games. Yeah, I already said True Neutral for NA. They're in North America this season, so although they're a South American origin team, they are in NA. That would be all the teams I'm rooting for. But you know, there's not enough teams. Yeah, play with Cammy later. CJ's team. Yeah, don't tell him I said that. I just said CJ's team because more people know CJ, but I think Cammy's underrated not only as a player but also as a personality. I think he's absolutely hilarious. And you guys are going to see that when we finally play on US West, trust me. But yeah, that's the teams I'm rooting for, but there's so many awesome teams right now in the Rocket League community that, you know, I'm going to be happy regardless who makes it, because everybody's just so competitive right now and so fun to watch. Rocket League's in a great place. Yeah, back to the present. Evoh up by 1, but the lead's getting chipped away at here by Kv1 in the Octane. Have been paying close attention to this while talking about the upcoming RLCS season. It's very clear that Kv1, after switching to the Octane, has been a bit more speedy with his playstyle. He's been darting around quite a lot, not focusing as much on 50-50s as he is outplays. It's interesting that a card change can do that, even when it's the exact same hitbox, and this is something you'll see a lot, especially in 1v1. But just in Rocket League in general as well, 3v3 and 2v2 to a lesser extent, is when players switch to the Octane, they play a bit more of a speedy style, a bit more of an outplay focused style. They switch to the Fennec and it's a bit more of a brute force, a bit more of just a brick wall play style. Get behind the ball and make yourself as annoying as possible to get past. So Kv1, I'll be honest, I preferred his Fennec style. I think that looked like a more consistent approach for him. But the Octane, of course, is fully competitive. He's only down by 1 here. Evoh, obviously the Octane suits him perfectly. It's an outplay-focused car, and he's an outplay-focused player. He loves to go for big outplays. Scored a reset on his last goal. Almost gets another here with fast aerial. Great boost management by Kv1, but he's lost an aerial 50-50 again. And lost the race to the boost as well. Oh, look at Evoh. Too easy. And that's what happens when two mid-air 50-50s go against you. Kv1 managing the boost very well, but didn't anticipate the backboard double touch from that position Evoh is going for. Kv1. Quick shot after the kickoff. Evoh had a presence there that forced the early shot out of Kv1. Lovely control. Evoh dives in. And I'm not sure I agree with the dive-in challenge here. We'll watch it again from his POV. Yeah, very ambitious. Very ambitious, very telegraphed. But that's kind of what Evoh does. He just goes for it. He doesn't really wait around. He likes to challenge facing... He wants to defend by facing the opponent. He doesn't really like to sit and wait. But when you've got a 2-goal lead and you're probably going to concede because of the way that the play's gone after a kickoff, you might as well just try and delay it as much as possible. We're in the final minute. I think Evoh should have probably just tried to buy some time there. And he's not going to get that boost. It's not going to be there. He's way too early into the position. Look at the patience. So Evoh just lets the bump go over the top of him. And somehow stays 1 goal ahead here. Mistimed the boost grab on the way back, but he's in a great position now. And he should be taking this. Kv1 has to turn before the corner boost. I mean the mid boost, but oh, hang on. Actually gets the ball to bounce off the curve. Grabs the boost on spawn. Evoh plays it into the halfway line and will win, albeit a bit of a risky ending. Not as comfortable as he would have liked. Surely we're going to see the Fennec for Kv1. I thought that was a much better look for him. He's able to do a lot in the Octane, but I think rushes himself a bit much for my liking in that car. He's not going to switch it up though. He's sticking to the Octane. Very interesting. So he's decided it was just, you know, it was purely decisions and mechanics that were letting him down. It wasn't the strategy. So let's see if he can up the execution. Evoh somehow in an advantage in this series. He's had the big outplays that we were expecting. He's had the resets. He's had the hard to stop shots. That's what you get when you've got Evoh in the field. You're gonna get shots that nobody saves, flying into your net. So he's had that, as usual, as always. But he still has not found a way to be comfortable against Kv1. I don't think either of those wins looked comfortable. They could have gone either way, both of them. But credit where it's due, Evoh has clutched up in both of them. Just barely. But overall, I think I've been more impressed with Kv1, even though he's losing. I've been more impressed with what he's brought to the table as a package. And obviously, I'm not even ignoring the fact that he's playing with 140 ping. When you add that in, I mean, of course, this is more impressive for Kv1. But even ignoring that, I think I've just been marginally more impressed by him today. And if he can clean up the small mistakes he's been making in game 2 and 3, he should be pretty comfortable in the matchup. Until Evoh finds that next gear that's been missing. He said earlier on that he felt really slow and he left the lobby for a couple of minutes. I'm not sure whether it was to go to rings or if it was to go to free play, slow mode, whatever it was. He's definitely not feeling fast. But that was fast. He's gotten his first goal here. Kv1 with a bit of a roundabout road to the ball while Evoh went straight to it. Yeah, we'll have to ask him later. You guys have to remind me, did he go to, or ask him where he went, did he go to rings? Oh! Oh, try reading that, Kv1. That's tough, man. Look at that. Flip reset, faking the high shot with it. Instead, just places the ground pinch into the bottom corner from a very tight angle as well. Kv1 not able to see that coming. Great reactive save on Evoh's kickoff goal attempt. Now, Evoh's actually left the ball in the midfield here. And I think wisely turns around to deal with that problem that would have been extremely awkward. And he just backed off into the corner to grab boost. Evoh on the cusp of taking this series. He just needs that one more goal. Low scoring. game here. Well, one more goal advantage, I should say. I'm sure there's going to be more than one goal in this game. Kv1 tentative now. He played with confidence earlier on in the match. Has been more careful towards the latter part of it. I think mostly because execution wasn't as crisp as game one, but that's nicely done. Low 50-50 win, and just enough control to get the ball into the middle. Evoh completely out of the game there, just floating through air with no boost to get back down to the ground. There should be another goal here for Kv1. Make sure of it. Can he control the game like he did at the start of this series, though? It's been a while since we've seen him just completely dominate that midfield. It's, you know, credit to Evoh for not falling for all the feints and all the fake challenges that Kv1 throws in. Right now, Evoh just taking his time and gets another ball past him. This is exactly what we're talking about. I feel like earlier on in the match, Evoh would have seen this Kv1 presence in the midfield and just flick the ball. Instead, now he takes a touch and then gets the outplay with a simple second touch as well. Ever gonna do a freestyle 1v1? Yeah, probably. Probably. Oh, Evoh might be scoring here. Bit of a slow shot, but still a very strong position for him in the aftermath. Kv1 actually missed a small boost pad or two, so he's only got 28 boosts to play with. Oh, and he does well, actually. Didn't block the ball, didn't get a read on the ball as it bounced back off the crossbar, but what he did do is disrupt Evoh on his approach. Get Evoh with the wall dashes on the counter-attack. Kv1's going to be there. Still impressive to see the confidence of Evoh throwing those into a dribbling play kind of on the wall. Evoh accidentally flipping. Kv1 wasn't ready to turn around and do anything about it. Evoh now reversing into position. Pot shots flung at the net. Kv1 dealing with them very effectively, and he's actually spotted Evoh in no man's land. Evoh pretending to go for the ball here, but he didn't want to rush it. He wants to fake a turn here and then reverse a little bit for a better lineup. Kv1 not falling for it. Takes the free shot, establishes the 2-goal lead once again, and he's got a kick-off possession as well. A pretty awkward one to do anything with, as boost runs dry pretty much immediately now. Evoh's got 100 to defend. He's not going to be too worried about Kv1 here. So lets him back off. And now Kv1's giving Evoh a ton of space. Delayed air dribble into the pump. Fantastic stuff from Evoh. Slows down the air dribble just to take the ball away from the pre-jumping Kv1. And as if that wasn't enough, he bumps him over the line. Over a minute to go. 1-goal game. Evoh could take this series if he takes this. Will take a series if he takes this. Oh, that's a banger though. Kv1 once more. 2 goals in front off the kickoff. Yeah, Evoh just had to go there. He didn't have enough boost, I think, though. When the ball's bouncing in off the wall like this, at that pace, you can't leave it. You're not going to save shots. Well, not with no boost, you're not. But Kv1 does it again, and Evoh pauses as if to wonder what's gone wrong, but you can see what's gone wrong. He's just too side onto the ball. Kv1 with the very central approach crushes him once again, and he's going to keep crushing him if Evoh keeps on coming in sideways. Well, Kv1's goal side, it's the good old fashioned. I mean, everybody used to call kickoff goals lucky and wonder why Scrubkiller would win them all back in the day, and then it's only when you look at the replay you realise that he's the one who's flipping the correct way. But still to this day it can't happen. Evoh so close and now so far away from that comeback win. Speed gets him one more though. It's a really good decision actually by Evoh here. Look at that. So efficient with the recovery. Faked one jump to cause Kv1 to panic and then goes for the real shot. I don't know how he managed to do all that. Even using some boost on the downward spiral to recover with. How has he managed to do that right after a kickoff? Very, very impressive stuff. But he's got to go for it here. Evoh into the air, as expected. The reset sent the ball a bit too far away from him to catch up with. But still, gets one more goal. Evoh not holding back. Well aware of the time constraints. Really forcing the issue here. Making it an interesting ending to game 4. Kv1's going to be quite happy with this kickoff, I think. Oh, never mind. Wow, that bounce did end up going towards Evoh. It looked like it was going to bounce a bit more downwards. But Evoh missed the shot, and Kv1 is going to score surely the winning goal. A good effort there at the end by Evoh. I think he should have just gone for a shot there. I think he tried to, but the lineup must have been awkward for him. I don't think he read the bounce completely on that kickoff before this one. I'm cool with it. I'm excited for the game 5. Kv1 actually taking a game in the Octane, so they've got 1-1 in Fennec versus Octane, 1-1 in Octane Mirror. Now, will anybody switch going into the ace match here? Evoh dip into the menu immediately. What other cards does he play? I've not seen him play any other cards other than Octane in ones. Does he have others that you can bring in? Yeah, if people are getting timed out by Nightbot for non-English, just be aware that myself and my moderators, we only speak English, so we need the chat to be English so that we can actually read it. If you write something in another language, you'll probably get timed out by Nightbot or one of the mods. Nothing against other languages, we just can't read it, and we want to be able to read what you're saying. But if you want to send me a message and you don't speak or type good English, just give it a wee Google Translate. Someone actually said in a tournament that I was doing, I can't remember who was playing, I think it was a French matchup was happening in a tournament that I was doing on my channel, and people were getting timed out for typing in French, and someone said in the chat, bear in mind, I think we had over 10,000 viewers at the time, because tournaments do pull in a bigger audience, so chat is flying by and people are getting timed out for typing in French. Someone said you should turn off the Nightbot auto mod. Mods can just Google Translate. I'm thinking, mate, how on earth is a moderation team supposed to Google Translate all these messages? Are you serious? Like, would it not be easier for all of you to go and Google Translate your own message into English? And then just type that. Crazy. You know, I guess some people just don't try and go out of their way to make other people's life more easy. So yeah, that's what I would advise. If you don't speak or type good English, just go to Google Translate it. Then you can interact with myself, the streamer, and the rest of my viewers. 3-0 already for Kv1. Confident shooting in the closing game of the series. Evoh going on the outside of the ball so much in these kickoffs. It's interesting. And I'm wondering if that's just a preference of his, or if it's something that he is doing on purpose. Is it a strategical thing? Lovely air dribble bump to get his opening goal. I mean, let's watch again. Okay, we got the straight approach, never mind. I was going to watch again to see if he goes on the outside of the ball again, but on the straight approach there is no outside inside. It's just whichever way you fancy. Another air dribble for Evoh. This time it's for the double tight angle. Doesn't matter for Evoh, making it look easy. And that's 2 out of 2 in the air for Evoh. He's apparently washed, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure looking at these guys. They're really bringing some consistent offense to the last game of the table. Kv1. Another kickoff goal though, and Evoh's not happy about it. But watch once more. Evoh spawns on the left, and he goes way too far on the outside of the ball. When I say outside of the ball, I'm talking about the farthest away side from the side that you're spawning on. So again, Evoh trying to push the ball around the outside, and it's just not worked. Kv1's goal side. It's not going to happen. He's got to get goal side and flip the other way. He just has to. Well, I mean, he could flip any way he wants, but he's got to get goal side. He can't be doing this. Cannot be doing this. Let's see what he does this time. Is he going to flip left again? Okay, now he's going right. He's just so side on though. He's just so side on. Evoh. Like, Kv1's doing really well with the kickoffs, but look, every time he's just hitting the ball in the middle, and Evoh isn't hitting the ball in the middle. It's like we're watching a game out of 2018 here, 2017 or something. Get goal side, Evoh. Okay, well, there you go. That was it. Goal side, and he actually comes out without conceding. That's all you got to do. He's still got so much time left in this game. But yeah, all these kickoff goals, Evoh's not hitting the ball very well. He's really not hitting it from a good direction. He's got to get goal side if Kv1's going goal side like this. The best way to counter the kickoff Kv1 is doing again and again and again is get goal side, and then you can flip to the outside of the ball. I don't know if Evoh, maybe he's just not comfortable flipping that way. I know that some players do just prefer to flip a particular way, whether it's, you know, speed flip a particular way on the approach or flip through the ball in a particular direction. That might just be their preferred side. But Evoh's just not mixed it up enough. There's so many kickoffs these days that he could be going to. He could be faking kickoffs, he could be half flipping on the diagonals, he could be going for just a straight up speed flip kickoff to try and send it to your back corner. Fakes, dunk kickoffs, he could invert and half flip. Like, there are dozens. Wave dash recoveries, obviously that's a bit more of a tricky one that you actually need to have prior practice for to execute to a higher level. But a lot of the kickoff strategies that you can mix into your kickoff arsenal don't really need a lot of practice. I mean, it's what practice do you need to half flip onto the corner boost? None. It's easy as you like. You know, it's all on Evoh here. He's really got no one to blame but himself for sticking to a losing game plan. Again, just does the exact same thing, loses again. So what he's been doing all day is flipping straight at the ball and then he flips left. He's done it again. Okay, well actually this time he manages to win it because I think Kv1 might have switched his strategy. Oh, wow. He really is not switching it up on the kickoffs a lot. He's got to do that. He's got to switch it more often. Especially when you're losing. If you're winning, yeah, sure, keep doing what you're doing, but he's not been winning many of them. So on the outside of the ball, man. Great pre-flip recovery though. Evoh fighting really well from losing positions. And he's got a ton of time left here. No need to panic just yet. It's another air dribble. Just a one touch on the takeoff is all he needed. As soon as he realized where Kv1 was, he just thinks, okay, that'll do. Just that one touch. Let's just make sure not to hit this into the bar. And he's within 3. Absolutely winnable. You know, it's funny that Kv1 he's the one who's changed his kickoff strategy. He was winning the ball, and I think he must be thinking that surely Evoh's going to switch it up. He's thinking, I've been crushing him on kickoffs. Surely he's going to switch it up. I better also switch it up to catch him off guard again. But Evoh's not switched it. He's did the same thing. Because Kv1 changed it on his half. It's actually working for Evoh. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre, but the comeback is fully on here. Kv1, a nice little camera look down. Spots Evoh in the corner. Knew he had some time to play with. Evoh dodges the demo. Does end up giving the ball away. Kv1 has got boost to turn on that Evoh, and he'll gladly run in the way just to slow him down as the ball heads in. I don't think Evoh realized Kv1 had boost to play with. Again, an unforced error for Evoh. He could absolutely have just flipped into the ball here, played a more safe approach, and with over a minute to go, that has to be the right idea. You don't need to be taking those risks with so much time left on the clock. You'll have to start taking risks soon, and that's not a position you want to be in ever, but especially when you're inconsistent on the kickoffs in RL. Kv1 denies an air dribble for one of the first times. Even the high success rate shot selection for Evoh letting him down at the tail end of the game. Kv1 doing exactly what he should be doing here, just buying time, playing keep away, letting the clock do the work for him. Very nice challenge. Blocking the only shot that Evoh had, but oh, has he committed too far? Evoh shoots wrong side of the goal. It looked like top right corner would have been open there. He shoots straight down the middle. Kv1 reaches it. Unless Evoh can score with his very next attack, this is going to be game over. And I don't think he's going to get too many more chances. Not even throwing in a rush challenge here, kind of conceding the game. Definitely a frustrating ending for Evoh. He'll have to go back to the drawing board with his kickoffs. This just It simply wasn't good enough in the modern ones game. You need to have more options available. You can't just keep doing the same kickoff over and over again if you're losing. That's why players way back in the day used to struggle when their kickoffs are just losing time and time again. These days you don't see this very often. We rarely see matches that are decided by kickoffs because everybody's got so many kickoffs to switch to, so many different curveballs to throw at their opponents. Evoh, easily for me, that's the thing he's got to fix about his game. Yeah, Kv1, well played. Really interesting switch to the Octane halfway through this. And what an incredible thing to be able to do. 144 ping, and he's actually competitive with and winning against one of the best players in North America. Just crazy, absolutely crazy. And you have to go and try this for yourself so you can truly understand how hard this is to do. Like, this is so hard to win with this connection.